I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
And welcome back. Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Miss CJ Walcom. Did I say Walcom?
You did.
I did. I said my own name wrong. Okay, Walton. I am one of your hosts, CJ Walton, and we are back with my honey bun, Mr. Drew Davis, in the building.
What's up,
The
gang?
other host.
Welcome back. We're glad you're here. We're glad we're here. Episode 3 of season 2. This is the first one where it's just been us.
No, right?
Yeah. It feels good. I have no one in that chair to introduce.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I can put my Twix over there if you want me to.
Shoot.
Like it.
But then if you want to eat it, it's going to be really weird.
I'm not supposed to because I gave up sugar for Lent.
Is that just like a reminder?
It is.
What not to eat?
It's like I want to eat it, but I can't. So that's like it's like a temptation.
Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm tempted.
I know, right?
I want to be the good friend that eats it for you.
Don't do that because I needed to have it there when April 20th comes.
Okay. That'll be a beautiful day. Just
Exactly.
you
I'm
and
all
both the Twix.
Ball out on Twix. I'm gonna ball out on Twix.
That's awesome. Today we're talking about Fast and Fierce
Yes, we are.
and Death Race.
Yes, we are with the late, the great. I love him.
I love him too. I would have loved more of him in this movie.
That's the only thing. That was the problem about this movie. He was not. He was in this movie for a total of 5 minutes?
He got kidnapped for, I think the reason was they didn't have enough money to pay DMX. So they wrote him in at the beginning and at the end and had him mysteriously kidnapped by really rude police officers. That was another.
I feel like those police officers were computer generated. I really do.
They were something. Yeah, maybe they were CGI. There were so many times in that movie, like in the scene where she's in the bathroom and the thug comes in to get her. Like they were just, I mean, he just needed a swirly mustache. Like they just were so generic.
It was so generic.
Yeah.
That's the that's the best way I could describe that. Like just ugh.
I think that sound effect is an opinion of the movie.
No, and that's the thing, is not. That's the thing, but those certain parts were.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into it because I want to get into it.
Yeah, let's get into some of it. So right off the bat, the movie came out in 2020, and I think it was, in my opinion, it was so bad it caused the pandemic.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I'm mostly kidding, but it must have been shot like before everyone was like social distancing and stuff, because you saw some movies where people took certain precautions for social distancing. And I don't think you saw any.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that in that movie. Yeah, you're right.
So the cast, a lot of people, aside from DMX, a lot of people who I'd never heard of. So Michael Dvorazin.
Let me go back to his name because I saw it and I was looking and I was like,
Jack Tyson was his character, the main guy, and he's been in some stuff. Paulina Nguyen as Bianca, Veronica Isa as Jillian, and Jack Pearson as Nelson. And I looked through all of their IMDb's and I didn't recognize much of what they were doing. And then of course DMX as Davey. And his head was the biggest on the show promo.
Dvorazin. Yeah.
Dvorazin. Yeah, I knew it. And I thought I'd seen him in some stuff, but like I didn't recognize the movies and things that he was in. But I felt like he did like okay. Like he didn't. Sometimes you see these movies and the actors are just like so bad that that's the distracting part. Maybe Jillian maybe fit that category. We had some thoughts about that earlier, CJ. Do you want to voice your opinions on?
I just think. Let me see. What is her name?
Veronica Isa.
Veronica Isa.
Names are where my reading disability really comes in. So if you want to bash me in the comments,
No, that's her name, Veronica Isa.
Look at that, yeah.
And she's done
not much, right?
No, but she's done enough. Stalker in the House, Fast and Furious, Asteroid, Party from Hell, Devil's Triangle, Pros and Cons, and Ceranimus. My thoughts on Miss Jillian is that They could have cast me.
They could have. You would have been great in that movie.
I really would have. I done said that in a couple of these movies. And I think it's because it's just this could be a good base character to start at,
Right.
then go from there.
Yeah, this could be like a good breakout role.
Yeah, it's a definitely good breakout role. But for her, it was so maybe because she was so thin.
That was her looks didn't take away from me.
Her looks took away from me. She was not sinister.
Yeah. Well, wait, are we talking about
Jillian.
was Jill? I'm sorry, was Jillian the ex-girlfriend that was the
No.
so Jillian was the Russian.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm mixing up female characters. But also oddly enough, I feel like everything I said could apply to my opinion.
It did.
Either or.
It
So
did.
okay, so
Oh,
yes,
you were right on point.
I thought she was hokey, cheesy, villainous.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun to me to watch, but in the same way where like sometimes watching bad.
Like I felt like she thought she mixed Scarface
Yeah.
with what's the dude that was on I'm gonna age myself, but the dude that was on He-Man, Grayskull,
Skeletor.
Skeletor,
Yeah.
and a little bit of Castro. I don't know what she was doing.
It was the whole movie and the plot was weird and lacking in that. So at first she was like DMX's lackey. And
Yeah.
then he gets sent I get because they can't afford for him to keep acting with them, I guess, in the movie set.
That is your go.
So
That's
my thought. And then is she trying to like overtake her? Or is she just really loyal? Because he did have a harem of hot women who were like breaking him out.
I could have sworn she was the main girl.
She was like his number 2 though, at least at
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie. But then was she trying to like overthrow him or was she just still trying to do the thing?
I don't know because I couldn't understand who her brother was.
Oh, that's what her and DMX, I think, were siblings.
Oh.
That's right. So they were like a crime family. Just like Fast and Furious had a lot in this to do because the brothers, the main character, his brother was in the gambling.
See how confusing that was? Like that now see that's how you know that the plot wasn't
Yeah,
good.
right. Like if we're taking this much of the podcast trying to figure out the dynamics of the characters.
She was like, "You took my brother."
So yeah.
She was was she Russian?
She was trying to be. I really felt like Bond-esque villain, from it, but
You need to see where she's from. Where is she from?
yeah, I have no idea. Like the character or
No, her.
her person. I think she might be American. I think this is how professional we are in this podcast. We do no homework ahead of time.
No, we do. We do our homework. We just didn't do it on the characters, though.
That's okay. Let me rephrase that. I do like no homework ahead of time. So I just enjoy watching movies. This podcast is all about having fun and enjoying movies. And look, if I wanted to read something, I would open a book. Maybe I'd do a book podcast. But maybe in the future I'll maybe learn a little bit more. I could not get an AI plot summary for this movie. I thought about us just doing our best to give a plot summary of this movie. But I did find a really bad movie review.
I want to hear
that like basically summarizes the plot. So here is a bad review. I believe I found this on Rotten Tomatoes, and it says, firstly, the name is a selling point, but nothing like the Fast and Furious nor Death Race franchise. That should also be noted. This movie was a knock of not just Fast and Furious, but Death Race. And I haven't actually seen any of the Death Race movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and comparing it to this one. Anyway, the plot is that a millionaire puts on a legal race from Mexico to LA with people betting on the race. It's not a comedy though. Just that yeah, I like how he's like, oh, but it's not funny. Just the same betting poll Rat Race. I appreciate that he referenced that this movie is very similar to Rat Race because that's what I thought of when I was watching it.
Yeah.
However, no one who places any bets is seen, and it can be very confusing to pick up on this. 3 drivers have been selected, and for some reason, some supposedly legendary driver's brother has been reeled in to owe a lot of money to the guy who puts on this race so he can get him to enter his race and make some bigger money. With a bunch of kidnapping and blackmailing going on, the main guy enters the race and ends up meeting his frog along the way. I think that's like because you kiss a princess and she feels a frog.
That's
no.
Yeah.
this is just a bad movie review from Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah,
Keep
so-
going.
yeah. Along the way, and so this frog is a millionaire's ex-girlfriend, the millionaire being DMX, by the way. I like how I have to explain this movie review. That's fun.
I'm. Look, hold on. Let me get my juice.
Okay.
Get my lemonade. Okay.
No worries.
My pineapple juice because I need to understand this.
You need an extra seasoning was what I was going to say.
Because this got some seasoning in it.
There we go. So the main guy enters the race and ends up meeting his frog along the way, who's the millionaire's ex-girlfriend, and needs to get to LA with a flash drive containing evidence to take the millionaire down. Those are words that I said in a sentence together. Now the main guy, sometimes when I explain these movies, I'm like, oh, someone thought of that, and I'm like, this seems like a good plot. Anyway. Now the main driver has everyone trying to kill him to get the girl, except for those at checkpoints. Will they get to LA alive? This film has a lot of stupid plot points to get this guy to drive, and the motive is explained, but blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, that's true.
So true.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I'm with that.
I can see why other reviewers are saying, "Where's the plot?" What's most likely happened here is the film ran over budgeted, and they edited it together what they had, and the key ex machina scenes were not filmed, and the climax completely ruined and rushed with what they could film quickly to just have something to end on. That is, the end did feel just kind of like tacked on there.
When I tell you, we are going to talk about that because when I tell you that end, there could have been so much more.
Yeah, that's also a question I want us to answer is later. How can we make this movie better? I think we could, CJ. I think we could fix this movie.
It has to be fixed.
I think we could fix it.
It's so funny to me that the ending was what the ending was.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So this is the last sentence this guy says in his reviews. Overall, I wouldn't bother. It'll just leave you disappointed, like you wasted your time watching something half decent only to feel at the end like the movie took a dump on you and ran away.
I have no words.
The movie took a dump on you and ran away. That is maybe
it drove away. Dang.
Driving away sounds more plausible for this movie. I like that is my second favorite bad review phrase. First, still being full frontal nudity couldn't save this movie.
I don't even think there was any. You think there was any sex scenes in this movie?
No, which is probably fine. It was weird. I don't know if I wanted. No one really had any chemistry in the movie.
They forced it.
Yeah, they were.
They forced it.
They were doing their best.
See, because to me, the main, what's his name? Jake,
Jack, yeah,
and Bianca, the girl who they wanted with the jump drive.
Yep.
Who I still don't know what the hell was on that jump drive.
It was according to the plot, quote unquote. It was like all of his nefarious deeds and records and all.
So why would they be on the jump drive?
I don't know. So, bookkeeping. You gotta have your spreadsheets for your illegal drug dealing.
Sick of evil villains and jump drives. That is something that evil villains always have.
Right.
Is a jump drive. Like what?
Just don't keep it. Like if you're going to go through all the effort of the crime and the illegal activities, you don't need to be organized. Like you don't need to have a bookkeeper. You don't need to. You're not going to claim everything in tax.
Isn't that how you get caught? Like that's the main way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just better go to the Cayman Islands and do what you got to do.
Yeah, either I don't. But then the big question is, if you had a big illegal operation, if you didn't have a place to store it, like how would you keep up with all your records of how much money you? Yeah. So I don't know. I just think there's a better way to store your illegal information that doesn't involve your. Also, your ex-girlfriend steals it and runs away.
I mean,
DMX had some. I would have loved to have him more in the movie so I could understand how.
He had every woman there.
Yeah, every woman.
I guess that was a part of his contract too.
Yeah.
I guess that was a part of his contract.
Well, here's some other bad movie reviews, much shorter, but just other thoughts I found online of this cinematic masterpiece. This review starts off, "Yo, this was the greatest movie I've ever seen. I love the part when the acting and the dialogue and the action were all terrible. Can't wait to watch it again in my worst nightmares."
What? these bad reviews.
I literally just look them up. Look up, go to IMDb, go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Trying to like find one while you're doing it.
I love reading. I almost said writing. I've never written a bad review, but I love reading them. So, this next person said, "I like Michael and DMX, and I understand that in 2020 you didn't turn down a paycheck,
No,
but
that's true.
he's like, this movie sucks."
I have to agree with that. Like he might didn't need the money, but I could, like you said, you know what? You're right. They couldn't afford him because it was 2020.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wished. I mean, they could have cut out some of the characters and had more money to pay DMX. I guess I don't know. You know what would have made this movie way better is if he had had a track on it. Like if it,
Exactly. Now that's what killed me. He had no track.
yeah, no, I would have like been more tolerant. Anyway, this last review says, "I've listened to toddlers who told stories with less holes than this flick. What the hell was I thinking when I chose to watch a movie titled Fast and Furious, released 20 plus years after the first Fast and Furious? This is the best part. I've been sober for 7 months, and this film made me want to pick the bottle up again."
Oh no. Oh, sir or ma'am. Sir or ma'am, we know.
I don't know. Although if I'm genderizing, it sounds like a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's everything about this made me think dude.
Oh, that's so wasn't that bad. It was just really.
Yeah, it was just one of those made to DVD cult movie.
Was it in the
I don't think it ever made it to the movies. I think it was just a
straight to DVD?
straight to DVD. I would be very, because I couldn't find how much money they spent or made on this movie. I like to learn that to kind of gauge how successful it was. Couldn't find anything about that. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah,
That was good. So now we got to talk about our opinion.
yeah. Where should we start? Why don't what would you like to get the ball rolling?
Oh yeah. No. Let me start it.
Take us there.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I just think that when I say copy and paste,
Mm.
it was very copy and paste to the point of sadness.
Right.
Like, okay, I already know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. Now, I knew I knew the brother was going to die.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff like that. So I didn't dislike it. It was just,
Yeah, I think it was definitely lazy writing, the acting, and then so I don't know. I always have a hard time critiquing because I felt like when I was watching the acting, I was like, "Oof, that was literally my first note. I was like, this is bad acting."
I thought that.
But or is it bad acting if they're given a bad script? Like, how much can an actor really do when the script is just
Now, see, that's my question too, because like even some of the lines, it was just the flashbacks were hacky. Like
so
I thought I was gonna see Wiggles or something, and like
yeah, it was weird. I did like when he finally took the time to explain what happened, which was what he
his family, he was racing, and I guess his family was in the car when he was racing.
yes, and his family was injured. Okay, so he had like maybe a wife that was killed.
Yeah.
So okay, so what just happened in my mind was I was mixing up his story with the guy from the movie we're reviewing next week. The Fast
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
Furious, and so I was like, oh, he was like a drunk driver, and I was like, no, that's not the
Yeah, no, he went. He cut the curve, and
yeah, and that gave us a little depth. I liked that.
I just didn't. I just don't know. I just didn't like him as an actor.
Yeah, he didn't give. We've talked about this before with other movies. Like he didn't give heroic protagonist vibes.
No, he definitely gave uncle vibes, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like my nephew's in trouble, not my brother's in
Right.
trouble.
Or I could see him being in a movie where you got the divorced dad. His
Yes,
life is a mess, but he's getting it together for his kid.
yes,
Like that-
and this is his midlife
Yeah,
crisis.
but him being like a Paul Walker, Vin Diesel esque, like hardened driver champ.
Yeah, I could not see that.
No, he looked like the guy that would go to the races and place the gambles and like just watch and enjoy himself. Like
I did not enjoy his reactions to his brother dying.
no, it seemed like it was a little weird. It's like it almost was like bummer.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna make it. One,
yes.
one.
I wonder if they were at that point so done with the movie. So They were just like, we just want to finish this up and get out. Now, here's what I would have
That's a good
done.
question.
I have a few ideas of how to make the movie better. I would have loved it because midway into the movie, with the dialogue, if that's what you want to call it, with like the brother and the Bond villain Russian lady, and I was like, what if the brother ends up being the villain and has taken advantage of the whole situation, and then by the end he's trying to help his brother out, but he's helping his brother like take control of the whole like empire.
That was that could have been.
I wanted to see more of that because he seemed. Well, he was basically, and they even called him this in the movie. He was so useless,
I mean, he was.
and he needed a little turn. They needed a little turnaround to make him
I didn't understand why he was there in the, like from the beginning.
right. We don't know. It just all we know is he lost a bet.
Right. And now he's stuck in a car race. And then somehow the girl, it was like everybody somehow
Yeah.
came in.
It's because it was all about that. There was the idea was we're gonna do all these things to make it so this amazing racer guy gets to racing, and then it's some washed up uncle is the main character is the racer.
Right. Now, what I did not like about the late great DMX is the fact that how they made him come into the scene. That was the like he got to open both doors.
Right now.
He got to do all that.
No.
Made him do that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I want
But you know what? You're right. It had to be the writing because you can only do
what you're told to do.
what you're told to do. Yeah.
I would have liked to, and also we talked about this already, but I think more DMX. He was definitely actor wise the strong point of that.
I think so. He probably carried the whole movie, even though he wasn't in the movie anything
Right.
longer than 5 minutes.
And they knew it, and that's why they put him on the big,
Yep.
you see the posters. Of the
Yep,
movie
he's on
trip.
the-
It felt like we were watching a road trip, not a race.
It was a road trip. I mean, it was just a straight line. I really felt like it was a part of an arcade. I felt like I was watching a little bit of an arcade video, like at one point. I really did.
Right. You're like, oh, I've played this game before. I've
Yeah.
been on that track. And a lot of people noticed and commented on like the not very good CGI throughout the whole movie.
Oh,
Which probably was why we were like, oh, like a video game. So yeah.
it was it gave Tetris.
Yes. And a lot of gaudy camera angles and I wonder if anyone's listening to this podcast episode right now and hasn't seen the movie. We're like, don't if you are listening to this episode because you love me and CJ and you're like, I trust their opinions implicit.
No, go watch it.
Go watch it if you have nothing else going on.
If nothing else, just to go watch it, just so you could just pay homage to the late great DMX. I mean, he is in it.
He is in it for 5 minutes.
At least for
and
5
the song, but I mean, if your choice is like watch this movie or go eat a turkey sandwich,
Ooh,
go with the turkey sandwich.
ooh,
I wrote down something else.
a good turkey sandwich.
Yeah, a club like with bacon and lettuce and tomato. And anyway,
That's good.
I'm getting more excited about the turkey sandwich than I am about talking about
I
this
am
movie.
too. I wish I could have
honestly,
bread
yeah.
right now, but I can't.
Can you not have bread or chocolate right now?
No, because that's refined sugars, and I gave up bread. So
For you, I hope.
Killing me.
Is it for Lent? Well, I hope this brings you closer to God.
It better.
You'll definitely be praying. So, one of the things I wrote down as a quote when or in my, not a movie quote, but like my quote, my running random thoughts as I was watching this was Instagram saved the day for this movie. Did you?
Really? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so one of the racers was like an influencer. Is so dumb. She's on this illegal race trying to make lots of money. And she gets up there and she gets on Instagram Live and tells all of her followers, I'm doing this race and I'm coming first place. And then later,
Oh, that's right. Like Santa Punke, or it's started with a P.
something like that.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. You're right.
And that's how they end up finding the second spot is they go to her Instagram. And
That's right. That's right. That's you know what? You're right.
And that's why you just post everything about your life constantly forever, everyone. Because then someone is on the run and they want to get to where you're at, they can just go online and find it.
You are so right. I forgot about that. Like, hey guys, what's going on? That's right. And meet us at the second checkpoint. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I kind of
She hey guide us. She hey guide us.
she's like like and follow, subscribe.
Like and follow while I'm doing my illegal stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you are following illegal street racers and you're also following us, go ahead and drop us a like and a comment and
Oh my
a
God.
subscription. We need it more than the fictitious racers.
And subscribe. vibe.
But I will say I did enjoy. I would have loved to see more of the conflict between the racers, which was actually part of what I felt like the movie should have been. So like the black guy who was racing.
Yeah, that one cool. The fact that he got there first and then
Yeah. Like, but that was an interesting storyline. Like that was piqued my interest a little bit.
they could have went somewhere with
Yeah.
that. But he's been on some other stuff.
Yeah. I recognized him, but I didn't look up who it
I
was.
think he's been on 911. I want to say I've seen him on 911.
I mean, he did well. He did well. He had a good.
Now, yeah, he was probably the only other character that did what he was supposed to do too.
We just acknowledged at their first stop what a nice waitress they had.
Nice.
She was just, she wasn't
Yes.
she wasn't asking any questions about their illegal activity. She had 3 guests that were showing up, and she was pouring them drinks the whole
I was
time.
very happy.
The whole time I was like, "He's poisoned those drinks. Something's up with those drinks." It was just a nice waitress.
That's how life is, Drew.
Well, what does it tell you about life that my first thought was she's poisoning them?
No, I honestly thought I just knew that she was just gonna be like, "Well, if I need somewhere, I'll show you where to go."
Yeah.
I just knew she was gonna like give them a roadmap
She had
because
real- She's a real Cracker Barrel waitress and energy, I feel like.
first off, I could go for some Cracker Barrel right now.
Is anything Cracker Barrel in your diet? Diet?
Right now, not until April.
But
I can have rice.
who goes to Cracker Barrel and gets rice?
I don't. I
Yeah.
go there to get the pancakes,
Country fried steak.
eggs. I go get the mama's breakfast.
That sounds good.
It does.
Let-
But back to this.
Let me know once your fast is over, and we can have a Cracker Barrel.
Let us know in the comments, like, what's your favorite Cracker Barrel too?
Absolutely, yeah. Let us know. So yeah, and then of course the last thing I wrote down to reference was they did steal a Fast and Furious quote: "Live your life a quarter mile at a time,"
Oh,
and then they even redid the Vin Diesel speech.
so I'm saying I agree with you. I really feel like it was redone.
Yeah, it was just it was, and it wasn't even like when we reviewed Pork, we mentioned that quote, but they said it specifically to make fun of it. Like,
Exactly.
right. So this was just not even like,
Yeah, he literally was like, I live my life a quarter mile at a time,
and it was
and that's
like,
all about family. Like he said it. He said it. What the? Oh,
come on, man. Yeah. And it's not like Fast. I mean, at least with Torque, that was a 2007 movie, so Fast and Furious hadn't really gotten that big yet.
but dude, it was right
2020.
there, right in front of your face. And he looked off in the sunset while he was saying it.
Yeah.
I think it was just very off-putting.
Mhm.
That's the best way I can say it. Like, for real, y'all
Yeah,
gonna do
it didn't do the movie any favors. It's like, we know what you're trying to do and it's not working.
that?
It's like the guy who's the new friend in the friend group that's like trying too hard to fit in.
That's
And you're-
exactly
you're
how
like,
I felt.
bro, just chill out. Like,
That's how I felt.
yeah.
That scene right there was
It's not like the movie was going so well up until then where you could like excuse it.
it was a lot going on. There was a lot going on.
So do you have any other Fast and Furious death race related thoughts?
Yes, because like I said, I watched it. I didn't go overboard this time. I only watched it once.
Let's get into try 3 times.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna give it you 2 now. This time I
I'll
only
say about you that when you watch a bad movie, you're like, maybe it's me. Maybe I just need to rewatch it.
I think that says that you have horrible ADHD or you are crazy.
Yeah.
You're just gonna sit there and do this. Oh, no, I don't know. But it was just there. That's the best way I could describe this movie.
This movie exists.
It exists.
It exists, and thank goodness for it. Oh, I like to believe that someone loves this movie so much. Like, I like to believe there's someone out there, and if it's you, if you're listening to this podcast, drop us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Tell us how wrong we are about, kind of crap.
I want to know why.
But yeah, I like to believe that there's at least one person that when they saw this cheesy movie, it like connected with them on like a visceral level.
I mean, cheesy ain't the word. It is beyond. It is curdy. It is
It's moldy.
it is moldy.
Moldy cheesy. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So that brings us to the part where we rate the movie. Too Fast, Too Furious rating. Where are we going, CJ?
I'm going with Furious. I'm not gonna. I didn't hate it because my baby's in it, but
I'm probably the exact same. Furious, and it's more so of the I didn't care.
yeah. So we both have the same.
Yeah, we
Look
we're
at us.
look at us.
First time
Is this the first time?
No. Since we've
Maybe since the pilot.
Since the pilot, yeah.
Because we said, I almost said Prison Break. Point Break.
Point Break.
Point Break, we gave it Too Furious. Excuse me, we gave it Too Fast for that. So.
Yeah, because that was a guy like I love Point Break. But this one, it was just.
It's okay.
I think Jillian ruined it for me. I think she really ruined it.
Because you were like, I could do that so much better.
I could have done it so much better, and I'm no, because I'm a great actress. No,
I believe you. Like, I agree, you could. I would love to know. They never went into this, but if they had DMX more, maybe they could. I would have loved to know more about their relation.
Right, like how are they sister and brother?
Right. Well,
He's my brother.
yeah. Also, the Asian woman, you know,
The Bianca.
Bianca, the Asian woman who was in Puerto Rico, who's supposed to be like Mexican, who had a white daughter. There's a story there too.
Yeah, the little girl was bad.
You know, she oddly reminded me of the little boy in The Shining. I
Yeah,
don't know why, but like the face looks. Yeah.
I think she was like the director's niece or something.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And she had to be. She was. She was. Me, mommy. Like now, hold on.
I would have loved for that to be her breakout role.
I would have loved. Like they could have directed that baby better.
Yep.
Mommy, is this you, mommy?
I want to drive anymore.
I don't want to get in a car anymore. Well, how the hell you gonna get to McDonald's, little girl?
Yeah, well, it's fine. Get out. We got to. I want to get out.
So you don't go to Chuck E. Cheese then? Bet. All right, let's go. We ain't doing it.
We keeping you home.
Like that ending was horrid. Horrid.
It just but at that point for me when I was watching the movie, I was already done with it. That when it ended, I was like, my first thought wasn't that was a bad ending. It was my second thought, but my first thought was like, oh, thank God this movie's over. I can go do something else. Like that was literally my first thought.
You know who I hated more than anything than Jillian? The cop that brought the little girl to the car.
Right.
That was a computer. I don't care what anybody says.
It's just a computer dialogue.
Oh, absolutely, that was a computer. You don't think?
I mean, it wasn't a great actor. I
didn't see anyone talking.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, because they brought someone, and then they panned out, and you didn't see an actual person doing the talking. It very well could have been a computer. I didn't think about that, but it was weird because right away he was like, "I'll get you back to your mom and dad." I'm like, first of all, that's assuming, and they aren't mom and dad. They just met on this road.
You can sit right up here, up in the front. You'll be okay. Just trust me.
In a quarter of a mile, take.
Yeah, it sounded like Alexa. It sounded like GPS.
That's the cops of the future. Which these cops were not. Just this traditional to a Fast and Furious movie. The cops are very useless in this movie.
Oh, very.
Yeah.
Like, and how did they get there at the very, 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 very. Really, y'all ain't got nothing else to do.
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty big deal, and they were like, "Oh, I guess we'll handle this." Well,
y'all didn't see them this whole time driving.
Yeah, they literally went from like almost Mexico to LA.
Y'all ain't seen none of that,
or the news, or
y'all ain't seen none of that.
Secret undercover race.
And I sworn at one of the checkpoints, was he not calling the police, or was he calling Jillian to tell them that they was fighting?
Someone called the cops. Yeah, so that would have been the second.
Okay. Whatever. Holes.
Whole lot of plot holes. So
plot holes. All right, it's my turn.
Yeah, so I wanted to.
It's my turn.
I wanted to give you this option, and it fits because this movie does have to do about gambling.
Okay.
So with just two of us, you have the potential to win 1 point.
Okay.
Right. Which would then make us 9-7, and then you'd have to really win both points in our next episode to win. It is a lot. Or do we want to make this like a double point round where you can get 2 points here?
I want to do double point.
Of course, that may mean next episode is gonna suck.
No, I want to do double point.
Okay, double points. And we'll see if I can get guess CJ's best bits.
All right.
Can I just say the best part about not having a guess is I don't have to explain it.
That's true.
That's great.
That's true. All right, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so the ambush scene, which we just talked about, which was the last scene when he didn't know that the cops were coming, and the little girl was there, and she's crying.
And are you giving me the qualifications? Is it worst scenes in the movie, or?
Yes, these are the ones that I think. I'm sorry. Yeah, these are the ones that I think are the worst scenes in the movie.
Okay.
Okay. The flashback scene.
Okay.
Or the gun scene where she pulls the gun and was like, "I am tired of looking at you." Get out of here.
Those are all really bad scenes.
Yeah.
Good job picking bad scenes.
Thank you.
For clarification, the flashback, was it the actual flashback or the times where they were like almost flashing back?
No, this was the time when he flashed back and she was like, "You can tell me."
Okay, yeah. Okay. So, because anyway, I'm gonna go with the first option, which was the ending scene.
Really? It was the gun scene.
It was the I was kind of torn. Once you clarified the flashback one, that took it out of the list.
Yeah. Nah, it was the gun scene for me because it was so flimsy.
So flimsy.
It was so flimsy. Like, get out, get out, get out. Like, if you wanted to kill him, you was gonna go on to kill him.
Yeah. At that point, she really didn't need him anymore.
Exactly.
He could have anyway. You're right. That was a rough scene.
It was a rough scene to get through.
So we are now this is important for next week's episode. We're at Drew with 9 points and CJ with 8 points. So like
I don't. I
tomorrow, next week / in a little bit when we film the episode.
yeah.
It's gonna
Let's
be.
go. Let's
That's
go.
it.
That's it. Let's go. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win because I'm gonna get him again. I'm gonna get him again. But yeah, no. Next week we are going over the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, we are.
But
The 1954 Fast and Furious.
which is I thought it was 55.
I really think I thought it was 55, and then when I IMDb'd it, I saw that it was 54, and so I changed all my notes.
I'm excited. I'm excited about that one because it's in black and white. And there were no black people in it. No, just playing.
Yeah, so it was just in white.
It was just in white. Now just playing. I was just
In
playing.
white,
No. That's I'm excited about that. Man, thank you so much. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, always. This is great.
I always enjoyed this. Shouts out to DMX because we said his name a lot, so I felt like he was in the room with us.
Yeah, he was in our third.
He was in our third chair. I wish he was in it more. Man, such a great actor, such a good person.
Yeah,
I'm sure they had fun with him on set. I heard he was always a good person to be around.
yeah. That's all. He kind of seems like it. Like I feel like sometimes when people because he's acted in some like bad guy roles.
Yeah.
and it's like, but sometimes you can just tell like that's probably a cool person.
Yeah, I've never heard anything, and then I've never seen anything differently about him. I've even seen him like lead prayer at his concerts.
Oh, that's
and stuff.
cool.
He was a definitely a Christian, definitely a man who believed in God and stuff. So we definitely want to give a shout out to DMX, R.I.P. the late great DMX, and make sure you go to our socials. We are everywhere. The Quarter Mile Podcast is on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on what else? What else we on?
Did you say TikTok?
Oh, I did not. Boom. I did not say TikTok. I don't know why I didn't say. I don't know why I didn't say that.
We are on Twitter. I literally always forget Twitter exists. So if you if you go to our Twitter and you're like, man, this is a really sorry, that's what. Shoot me a message. Tell me to get with it.
Make sure you check us out. Make sure you go to our Instagrams, our Facebooks, our YouTubes, our Twitters, our TikTokies, all of that stuff, and always remember to live your life with your family. You know what I'm saying? Now, do we? I'm not saying live your life a quarter mile at a time.
You're not doing it.
I am.
Okay.
Live your life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it.
That was it.